On this episode of the podcast, I will be joined by Bootle FC goalkeeper Jack McGovern. Hello.
Hello, how are we doing, mate? You okay?
I'm fine. How are you, Jack?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Good. How's it been? I've been busy today.
Yeah, so just been painting some stands today. Your mate Alfie
Alfie Butler, yeah, I've seen a video on Bootle to him doing and painting the stands.
Yeah, I am. So yeah, we've been painting loads of the stands around the ground, ready for the ground grading coming up at the end of the month, and then obviously for football to return. So yeah, loads of little jobs like that to do at the minute.
Cannot wait for footy to return.
Oh no, mate, I can't wait myself.
So get straight into it. So you were born in, So you were born in Tiverton in Devon. So what was your upbringing like?
Yeah, quite far away from Liverpool. So, I loved it. I mean, I lived proper out in the sticks in the countryside with my mum and dad and my sister, who's about four years older than me, and no, absolutely loved it. Sport mad, really. My dad took me to everything, got me involved in loads of sports. Had some really good mates that played in local football teams and went to two really good schools, really. So quite small in comparison to a lot of the schools around. For example, my primary school, there was only about 7 people in my class. And then South Molton, my secondary school, there was only about 100 in our year. So quite different to some of the size schools in Liverpool. But absolutely loved my childhood. Always out doing something really active and had a lot of fun.
Did you say there was only 100 when you were in secondary, only 100 in your year?
In my second school, yeah, there was only 100 people in our year. So
yeah, that's good. Definitely changed now because we've got 180 per year in every year. So it's definitely changed from ages ago.
Yeah, well, obviously it's dependent on the area. There's not many people in Devon, let's just say that, compared to Liverpool, mate. So all countryside and cows.
So how old were you when you started playing sports and what in school, and what did you play? What sports did you enjoy?
So obviously football was the main one, but I've always played cricket. I always alternate really between football and cricket, summer and winter sports. But I remember my first proper memory was I was 6 years old. Was the first time I played in like a proper tournament, and I played for the under-8s team, and I've still got a photo actually of it. We lost in the final in the tournament, but I mean I've been kicking a ball or throwing a ball or something sporty since I was 3 or 4 years old. Always playing in the garden with my sister, but yeah, that's when my love for football really kicked off, and from then I was always playing for the school teams, and then quite quickly joined the local football side, South Molton, where I went to school. There was a side there as well. So yeah, a young age of when I got involved in sport, definitely.
Starting young, 3 and 4.
Yeah, I'll probably feel it when I'm in my mid-30s. I'll probably feel like I'm 50. So.
Surely. So, did you play for how many teams did you play for, and what teams did you play for?
So obviously played for like school teams, but then outside of school, my first one was South Molton Juniors when I was about 6 and 7, and then I played for North Molton with my mates. But when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I started going to a Plymouth Argyle kind of satellite training centre, playing as a goalkeeper. When I was going there training as a goalkeeper because I actually got a tournament once. My dad was the coach, and our goalkeeper never turned up. I was a striker, and so I had to go in goal because I was obviously his son. So he forced me to go in goal, and I ended up getting spotted by a Plymouth Argyle scout, probably one of the biggest side in Devon at the time, being in the Championship, and we went to a satellite from there. And then when I was 11, I ended up getting signed by Plymouth, and my first game was against Everton at Finch Farm. So being an Everton fan, I know you're a Red. Being an Everton fan, yeah, that was unbelievable. My first full-size 11-a-side game was against Everton at Finch Farm, and then played for Plymouth Argyle up until I was 15. Couldn't really keep up with the travelling, which was a shame. And I lived about 2 hours away from the training ground, so had to sadly drop out of it, which is a big regret. But then went and played with my mates at North Molton. And throughout this time, I was also playing for Tiverton Town, which was obviously where I was born. So I played for them youth teams from under 12s outfield up until under 18s, played in the Somerset Floodlit League and the FA Youth Cup. And then from there, I just before I came to university in Chester, I was with Tiverton Town first team and was on the bench for the FA Cup when I was 17, 18, which was a pretty cool experience. And then moved up to Chester, went to signed for Chester Nomads, and then went to Camel Lairds. Played for the uni sides, obviously, but then I signed for Bootle about 3 years ago, and haven't looked back really. So still here now, and I play Sunday football as well, outfield, for a team called the Custom House, a little pub side alongside Bootle. But yeah.
Right. So you do represent 2 teams at the moment?
Yeah, always. Whenever I can try and get 2 games in a weekend, playing in goal on a Saturday and then up front on a Sunday. So, like they say, all goalkeepers can play outfield, but I actually do sometimes. So,
versatility, goalie and a striker.
Yeah, not sure which I'm worst at. Probably both.
So, when you were at school and you were playing footy, did you ever represent your school at county level?
Do you know what? We didn't really. It's a bit different, really, because I think it's a lot more common in the Northwest to represent like your county, schoolboys wise. I mean, like I said, Devon, we were such a smallly populated county, and I mean, schoolboys didn't really happen because I was at Plymouth Argyle, really. So, I mean, we had a decent school side. We actually won the Devon County Cup when we were in year 11. We won the Devon County Cup. Not bad for a smaller school in North Devon. But I was playing in goal and actually scored a goal. I scored the first goal. We won 2-0, and I scored a goal kick out my hands, which was never done that since. But yeah, so schoolboys wise, it's not as prevalent, I think, down in the southwest compared to what the competitiveness up in northwest of England and Liverpool, really.
How did you just go? From the drop, was it a drop from out your hands?
A couple of things. It was windy and it was a small pitch, but I don't often tell people that bit. So
fair enough.
Yeah, boosted it, and it bounced on the 18-yard box, and it bounced over the goalkeeper, and he actually caught it in his own net, and the linesman flagged and said it had gone in. So, yeah, went a bit mental with the celebration as well.
I would as well. So, where you you say you play as a striker as well? Are you a clinical striker? Score a lot of goals?
Yeah, I get so. Whenever I say I score a few goals, obviously all my teammates at Bootle just call it a farmers league. But regardless, you still have to put the ball in the net. So yeah, I've done all right past couple of seasons. Obviously, last season this season just gone's been hammered by COVID, and we've not really played anything. But the season before, I was doing quite well. I was top goal scorer in the second division of the Chester Sunday League. Scored, I think it was 24 goals in 10 games. So, yeah, I'll take that, definitely.
Bloody Ronaldo and Messi stats.
Farmers League, that's all they'll say. So, is what it is.
Yeah. So, when you got scouted by Plymouth, you probably knew at the time that they were, you said they were in the Championship. Yeah. What was the experience like playing for Plymouth? It was
a bit crazy, to be fair, because, I mean, especially my first game against Everton, it was at Finch Farm, so I travelled up the day before and went round the training ground beforehand, and I always remember Graham Sharp was there, and he gave us a tour around the training facility. But playing against some of the teams, like played against Arsenal, played against Birmingham, a lot of the Birmingham sides, West Brom, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, and yeah, it was a bit surreal, really, and it was a shame I never carried managed to carry it on when I got to 15, 16, really, because the other goalkeeper I was up against is now a current Premier League goalkeeper, which is always a bit of a pill to swallow, really. So
Who is it?
Christian Walton, he plays for Brighton and Hove Albion.
Brighton?
Yeah. So there was do you know what? There was a couple from that kind of cohort, really, and that team. You had Lloyd Jones, who went and played for Liverpool under-23s and now is captain in a League One side. You had Ben Purrington, scored the winner at Wembley for Charlton, or it might have been Rotherham in the playoff final. And there's been quite a few lads that have gone on to make it from that Plymouth setup. So yeah, it was a little regret, but I mean at the time it was. I mean, I was travelling 2 hours there to get to training and then 2 hours back, and I was right in the middle of my GCSEs, and it was a bit of a difficult time, really. So couldn't keep up with the travelling and the money of it, so had to drop out, which is always a bit of a regret. But obviously, I wouldn't change how I've turned out, to be honest. So
yeah, and you could have been Christian Walton as well. What about it? You could have been him.
To dream, but yeah. You could think about it all day and lose sleep over it, but you can't think like that, really. You just got to get on with it. And like I said, I went to university in Chester and then studied a master's, and I obviously wouldn't have had that kind of education background under my belt had I have. I probably wouldn't have needed to if I was a Premier League footballer. So.
So did you when you say you moved to Chester to go to university? What did you play? Did the university? Because I know quite a lot now. There's a lot of university teams. Did you have a university team for your uni?
Yeah, we had four men's teams. I played in my first year. I was a goalkeeper in the second team, and then in my second, third year, I was the first team goalkeeper. And then I ended up working for the university for the student union for 2 years, and I played as a first team striker in my fourth and fifth year. And then I studied a master's and played in goal in my sixth year of university. So I'm institutionalized, as they say. So yeah, but no, university, that was arguably the most enjoyable football I've ever been a part of, really. Get like 40 odd lads, 40, 50, 60 lads at one time, all playing football on the same day, and then having a few drinks after it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, obviously until Bootle came.
Well, I was playing alongside it, but yeah, the social side at Bootle was fantastic, and obviously with the new Frank's Bar and the function room as well. There's always the social side of the club's always been great, and I've loved having a beer after games. Really, is arguably the most enjoyable bit. But no, obviously love the football as well. So.
Yeah. Do you have any funny stories that you can tell us about the teams you played for, or any stories in general?
Any funny teams? I'd probably say most of them revolve around playing on a Sunday. I remember playing for the Custom House. One of my first games for them was in the Chester Sunday FA Cup, and it was at Chester's City's ground. I actually had gone out the night before, and because one of my mates was leaving to go to America, so we had a bit of a celebration leave and do for him on the Saturday night, and I turned up a little bit hungover on the Sunday for the final. We won 4-2. I threw up on the pitch at Chester's ground, and but I ended up scoring 2 goals and we won 4-2. So if Paul Gascoigne can do it, then I can do it.
4-2, vomited on the pitch. Couldn't think of anything better.
Groundsman didn't like me.
Oh my God! What was your first job after you left university?
So after I finished my masters, I ended up working for Amazon as a parcel sortation office, which was horrific. I actually got sacked on the spot. I didn't actually really do anything wrong. I was trying to cover for somebody else, and they kind of grassed. Well, I didn't want to grass on him, so I kind of took the hit, and so ended up got fired on the spot. Then I got a job as a Tesco's delivery driver, which I'm still doing at the minute. But I ended up obviously doing my sport development masters. I'd seen the investment going in at the club at Bootle, and after a few chats with Joe Doran and Joe Johnson, kind of pitched a bit of a strategy to the club using obviously what I'd learned and ended up getting a job out of it. So I'm now working at Bootle Football Club full time as a business development manager. So yeah, looking at how we can try and increase attendance, revenue, get more people engaged in the club, and how we can become a better community club are some of the things I'm working on, really.
That sounds
it's great. Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting year, to be fair. There's loads planned already. So yeah, really excited to just get going again.
Yeah. So when you joined Bootle, well, you said 2017. Do you remember what your first game was?
First game was against Penistone Church in the FA Cup. We lost 2-1. And my lasting memory of it was I was obviously gutted that we'd lost, but we get back on the coach, and obviously it's quite far away in Yorkshire, and pretty soon after, all the clicks of tin cans are being opened, and everyone's having a few beers, and it was great. We had a great laugh on the way home. Obviously gutted, and but this, like, how welcoming everybody was, and I'll never forget those. We had actually a team night out a couple weeks after, and obviously with me living in Chester, I'd booked a hotel in Liverpool so I could stay on the night out after, and on the coach to the away game, everybody had done a whip around for me to pay for my hotel room, which was a nice gesture, and that stuck with me really, and it made me realise, I was like, yeah, this is definitely a club I want to be at and stay at, and I think when you see little things like that's probably what makes a difference, I think, and what makes people stick around, and here I am 3 years later working at the club full time and still playing here. So yeah, such a welcoming club, and the social side of it is just brilliant, and it keeps you around.
That's what a whip around. That's like, so literally all the players
supporters, management had all put in some money and paid for my hotel, which was like, I think the hotel in Liverpool for the night was about 80 odd quid, and I didn't pay a penny of it, which was yeah, it got me, to be fair. No, I've never really had that kind of experience really, and considering I'd only just joined, wasn't a Scouser, didn't speak like a Scouser, got battered for being a Wool basically, and but to then do that was, yeah, made me certainly feel part of the team and part of the club.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what a lot of people say. You don't speak the accent, you little Wool or something like that.
Well, my dad was born in Crosby, Waterloo, so even that's a little bit woolly. But I know the area. I've been coming up since I was a little kid, going and watching Everton. Used to come up with West Country Blues. Get out. Used to come up on a supporters coach from Taunton 6 or 7 times a year for all the home games. Used to take 5 hours there, 5 hours back, and then since moving to Chester, I got a season ticket about 5 or 6 years ago, and been going every game since, really.
Yeah. To be honest, I have a bit of respect for Everton somehow, because I used to play.
Did you? How could you do that? You can't be a Red and play for the Blues. There's loads of them, to be fair. I wouldn't let that touch my skin, that clothing, so...
Well, if Jamie Carragher can, then
I'll let you off.
Carragher, I can. So, are there any particular games when you've been at Bootle that stick out for you? Like, wow, what a game, or something like that?
A couple, really. I'd say there's 2. One obviously, because I'd played and done quite well. There was played against Vauxhall Motors in the cup, the Macron Cup, and ended up saving 2 penalties in the penalty shootout, and won on penalties, which was good. Another random one, played in a friendly, scored up front for Bootle, which was against Ashton. Chris Stammers was the coach for them, so nobody remembers that because nobody was there, but that happened. So I can say I've scored for Bootle. And then I'd probably say the second to last game of the season against City of Liverpool, when there was about 1,400 people here.
Yeah, that's sure.
Yeah, it was rocking. I was on the bench, but such is the life of a goalkeeper.
How do they do that?
I know. But no, just even to be a part of it was unreal, to be fair. And then obviously winning and taking it down to the last game of the season after an unbeaten run of 20 odd games, winning streak. So that was a great game. That kind of attendance next season for a few games.
Just about to come on to that as well. With the 2018-19 season, and you're saying just then about the City-Liverpool game, I'm sure I was definitely at the last game of the season against Northwich Victoria. And you obviously said you won 20 games.
I think it was 20 or 21 games on the bounce we won.
And I was literally on my phone for like the whole checking the City-Liverpool score. I'm sure that they were playing away at Liverpool and Remicade, weren't they? I think that's where they were playing, Liverpool and Remicade. I remember keep checking the score. And,
that it might have been Earlham or somewhere like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then I kept checking my phone, and then when Northwich scored, were you in goal for that game?
No, not for that one. I was. Ryan Jones was playing that one.
Ryan Jones, yeah. So that game finished 1-1.
We drew 1-1, and I'd never forget watching that video of them celebrating when they found out we drew and they'd won. That was grim.
Oh, did they beat? Did they beat?
Yeah, they won 2-0 to then go and win the league, which was pretty grim. Still, but we'll get our own back. We'll get there next season. So,
were you ahead of them going in before the last game of the season?
We were top of the league, so we beat them second to last game of the season to go joint top, but we were above on goal difference, so it was in our hands really. They had to, we just had to win, or if we drew, they had to draw, or if we lost, they had to lose, kind of thing. So, it was in our hands, but unfortunately, it wasn't our day.
Well, he's definitely done that well, bloody.
To get there, yeah. It was just a shame we couldn't finish it off.
Yeah. So did that after that season, did the disappointment of that give you as a player and all the players as coaches give you a bigger incentive to go at one better for the following
Definitely,
season?
I think you can see that. I mean, obviously, the season got null and voided in the end, but you could see that with how well we were doing. We were second in the league, and we were just starting to get on a good roll again, and certainly looking to cement our place to go up as one of the 3 teams in that league that season. So it's a shame it got null and voided, really. And then obviously, same again, the season just gone, won 3 out of 3 and started the season really strong. It's such a shame it's just all been shut off because of the pandemic, really.
Yeah. Because honestly, because we always seem every season to go on like massive runs, and then just something happens, and then we were second, and we were on a roll, and then because they changed the entire landscape of the league, it was 3. It was instead of 1 going up as the champions, it was to send 3
Sod's
up.
law, isn't it? When we finished the season second the year before, and only 1 goes up, isn't it? So,
yeah, it's a bit of a. Piss of I
know, yeah, definitely was. Still hurts talking about it, like.
Yeah, and you were in a really good position. How frustrating was that for all the team?
Yeah, it was gutted, but do you know what? Even like it's been tough. I think everybody now is just at the point that they just want to play football. Whether it's competitive or not competitive, everybody just wants to get out and get back to normal. So I'm sure you're the same, mate. Obviously, the Bootle Bucks starting up at the end of this month.
Oh, I can't wait.
Start of April. So the groundsman's just cut the pitch today, and it's looking good. So you'll be back on it in no time, and it's raring to go, I'm sure.
2 weeks on Saturday. 2 weeks tomorrow.
How nice is that to say? I'm playing football in 2 weeks.
Oh, great, no, and then you might have to wait like 2 months or like whatever you have to
wait.
Hopefully
not that much longer, really. So, yeah.
Wish it was tomorrow, but you know.
Oh no, don't.
Life.
Don't. Hopefully it comes around quite quick anyway. So.
Yeah. So the ground, like the Bereshit Stadium, that's it's changed a lot. Like the pitch and like the stands, it looks really good now because. We train on it, and we've been allowed to train on it, which is boss.
Yeah, do you enjoy it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, I wouldn't really care. I don't really care where we play, to be honest. As long as I play football, but playing on the pitch is like I've played on the pitch a few times. Like I've been on the pitch a few times. I remember playing a tournament when we only just started
Yeah.
on the pitch. Had a few fans there, but yeah, it was good. It's like I like playing on the pitch.
It's
Yeah,
nice, isn't it? It's a nice pitch. You're not going to get many better in non-league, really. So make the most of it.
What everyone thinks. It's probably the nicest pitch in non-league because everyone has like proper horrible muddy pitches, and every time you go by it, you just slip over and smack your neck in half.
I'll pass on your regards to the groundsman.
This is for you, groundsman. With Boss, so I mean, I'm sure the grounds and everyone out there works hard for that. Yeah, well, and the stands are you and Alfie Butler painting.
Yeah, them. Well, Alfie comes every Friday. He's doing an apprenticeship with us, so there's loads of stuff that he's doing. So it's like grounds and maintenance is kind of the focus of his apprenticeship. So no, he's doing really well. Whether it's painting or cutting grass or helping build fences, he's always willing to help and doing really well. So be good to get like a bit of a club action day, like a volunteer day booked in the future when we can all socialise together and go through the whole ground and get it looking nice for everybody.
Yeah. Do you think the way they've done the new pitch will suit you better because like you at Bootle FC better because you are just used to playing on horrible muddy pitches?
There's certainly a mix, isn't there, in our league? There's some are on Astros, some are on mud baths, but there's some okay pitches as well. But yeah, I think everybody really enjoys coming and playing at Bootle, especially now with the new pitch. It's actually having a renovation in the summer, so it's the top layer of it's getting ripped up and then relaid again, so it'll be immaculate comes August, September, start of the new season.
Hopefully, no more bloody pandemics.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate.
So, well, the whole time you've played at Bootle from 2017 onwards, who are like the best players that you've played with? And I know you'll probably say all of them, but you'd have to pick.
You can't be doing that to me. Who do I enjoy? Who do I enjoy watching the most? I would say Kieran Halligan is a mental right back. So I've always enjoyed watching him and Carbo on full back bombing on and cutting in. Tough. Carl Pears, obviously, when he's on form, is unbelievable, scoring goals all the time. So
Carl always comes to our sessions.
Yeah, and similar with in my first year, Coxey was banging in the goals with Steve Jones and Carl. So that was a great little
Coxey and Steve Jones,
what a partnership. So there's loads. I could go through the whole side, but yeah, they're some of the ones probably that stand out the most. Connor Millington, always enjoy watching some of the goals he's scored as well, and so yeah, it's good. They're the ones I'd pick.
Yeah, I've got very fond memories of with you in goal with Steve Jones, Ryan Cox, Mikey Ordish when he was the boss.
Back now, isn't he, Mr. Ordish?
Is he back?
Yeah, he's back. He'll be. He played a couple of games this season. Well, the season that's just gone. So yeah, he's hopefully sticking around. So you'll have to come and say hi to him when he's back.
Oh yeah, boss. So do you have your coaching badges? Yeah.
Do you know what? I was supposed to be booked in this last summer with Liverpool County FA to do my level 1. Arguably should just be going straight onto a level 2. Really, I've done enough coaching. I do coaching with Ryan Jones as well, goalkeeper coaching that we've been doing over the last year and a bit. So don't actually have any coaching qualifications really because the pandemic wouldn't have let me do my level 1, which I would have had by now, but. Definitely something I'm wanting to do anyway. So, and obviously every now and then, whenever I can, try and pop down to the inclusion and lend a hand. So that's my coaching experience, really.
Yeah, because I was just to say, I remember you. I know the first team players. Yeah. I swear, Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey used to come down a couple of years ago.
Carl Pears now.
He's obviously there at the minute. Yeah.
Yeah, and used to do coaching with us, and we really enjoy it.
It's great fun, isn't it? It's great. We'll, I'm moving to Liverpool next month, hopefully, so I'll be able to come down a lot more anyway. So yeah, moving just near the race course, so I'll probably never leave the ground. Too close as it is.
Yeah, having players like yourself and Mikey and Carl coming down. So it's honestly, it's just boss, and the support that Bootle FC give our team is just it's mad.
Well,
so
it's great because I mean it's replicated. Obviously, a lot of the Bootle Box Inclusion come down and watch our games, and it's great to have people coming and watching us in return and being our mascots and vice versa when we were your mascots for one of the games. So yeah, no, it's a great partnership with the Bootle Box Inclusion, and I think that's one of the best setups in the country of what they do. So definitely lucky to be on our doorstep and associated with us.
So yeah, oh god, yeah, I remember the game we used with the mascots. I can't remember who I walked out with, but I remember it.
It's funny that, wasn't it?
Boss. Yeah, I can't remember the score. I can't remember the score of that game, but I remember who we played. So when you finish playing, which is not soon, or planned or anything, do you have anything planned for the future?
I would say, well, my dad stopped playing competitive football when he was, I think it was 61. I think he played a game of football. I played a game of football with my dad when he was 61, 62, and he was in goal. So I've always said, when I can't play competitive football, I'll go and play walking football. When I can't play walking football, I'll go and carry on playing cricket. I'll play cricket in the summer anyway. And then when I can't play cricket, I'll play chess. When I can't play chess, I'll play a blinking contest. Whatever it is, I'll stay competitive until I pop my clogs, really. So, yeah, that's the plan. I can see myself, massively competitive. But I could definitely see myself going and doing some coaching as well and getting more into that. Really enjoy the coaching side of things as well. So yeah, definitely on the cards. Just not yet. Loads of playing time left yet.
Which is good. So, thank you for coming on today,
That's right.
Jack. It was really nice to speak to
That's
you.
Right. Well, I've got one question for you.
Cool.
Yeah. So basically, obviously, I've listened to the last couple of your podcasts. I listened to the one with Craig Calley. I think your interview technique is really, really good. And at the minute, we're looking at increasing our kind of media outlet with the first team. So I don't know whether you'd want to, but for next season, whether you'd want to come down and get involved and be a part of the media team on a Saturday with the first team. How does that sound?
Oh my god, let's go! Yes!
Does that sound all right?
Yeah, that'd be fun. I love that.
Cool. So we're getting hopefully getting a couple of students on placements and increasing kind of the stuff that we're doing on a match day with our media and throughout the week as well. So it'd be great for you to kind of carry on what you're doing and learning from them and wherever we can help you out with your media side of stuff, then we'd be more than happy. But yeah, you're doing really well. Really enjoying the podcast. So keep them going.
Oh, thanks very much.
Sound good?
Yeah. Oh my god, amazing.
Good stuff. You'll have to get a trackie, one of ours now as well. You'll get the tracksuits.
Let's go. Yes. All right. Thanks for coming.
All right, mate. Speak soon. All right.
Yeah. Bye.
Ciao. Bye.